Well, folks, good afternoon and welcome to this virtual graduation ceremony for the 166th class of the Central Texas Police Academy. I'm John Ray, and I'm the director of the Institute for Law Enforcement Protective Services Excellence, the division here that hosts this police academy at T. We've done a number of these in person. You know, there's always a little bit of butterflies before we go live, and I thought that as many meetings as I have on this box, butterflies, and I think as nervous as if we had done this in person. You know, as I've kept up with current affairs lately, I've frequently come across that quote from Joseph Chamberlain 100 years ago: "May you live in interesting times." And I must say, this class has endured some last year to be commended for your flexibility, your perseverance, and your resilience under these trying times. When COVID-19 came, figuring out a way to safely deliver the course became our number one priority. Your agencies and your communities needed you, and the show simply had to go on. So, being as necessity is the mother of invention, circumstances necessitated that we adapt our delivery methods. Much like the rest of the world, we innovated methods for delivering course content to the cadets in order to prepare them to become professional peace officers and to serve their communities. There are a number of people and organizations that we really do need to thank for making it possible rather, for us to complete this academy class. First off, we need to thank the Texas A&M University system and the TEACS headquarter leadership, who realize how vital it is to continue training essential service workers. They kept us provided with up-to-date protocols and resources necessary to meet the mission. Next, we need to thank the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement for authorizing the technical accommodations that were required in order to allow us to deliver this course. Also, I'd like to thank our academy leadership, the coordinators, Lee Santo and lead instructor Joe Klinkowski, whose innovation and planning and constant revision of the plans and day-to-day execution made it all possible. I can't tell you how big a task this was to day in and day out make the adjustments necessary to deliver the training, all the while holding the line on our safety protocols to make it all work. We also need to thank our adjunct instructors, our partner agencies who contributed instructors for the various topics. They too understood the significance of our safety first orientation and philosophy, as well as our need to carry on with our mission. We want to thank our sister division here at TEACS, the Infrastructure Training and Safety Institute, who lended a great deal of help, technical assistance, in helping us pull off this, our first virtual graduation. And last, and certainly not least, we need to thank the cadets themselves, their families, and their friends. Whether you know it or not, your teachings, your love, your support, your encouragement to these men and women throughout the years and through difficult times have no doubt been instrumental in making this milestone possible. To those of you who are watching remotely, we are grateful that you have been able to join us today to celebrate this special occasion, and we hope that you enjoy it. Before I pass the screen along, I do need to take a moment to talk about the keynote speaker, Chief Scott McCollum. He joined this division as the director of our law enforcement extension programs in April after serving the City of College Station Police Department for 35 years. In fact, for some of these cadets, when this academy began, he was their chief. At its conclusion, he's the director of their program. I will share with you, as we were walking through the grounds on one of his earliest days, he commented on how his police career started here at this academy and how it will wrap up here at this academy. For those of you that are familiar with our campus, you'll know what I'm talking about when I describe a huge tree that's in our courtyard here. It's massive. It spans the building. And Scott was telling me that when he went to the academy, that tree was not much taller than him. Unfortunately for Scott, he joined us just about a month after the pandemic hit the Brazos Valley and we all began altering our lives. I had been detailed to assist a university police department in another area of the state, and he jumped in with both feet. He worked on protocols, arranged for resources, and was on top of all the operations here at the campus at Rellis while I was away. He was able to quickly leverage his 35-year relationship with this academy, his intimate knowledge of how it worked in the environment, his experience as a board member and an executive in our local law enforcement community. He was able to leverage all that and hit the ground running at a crucial moment. So I do want to take a moment and publicly thank Scott and welcome Scott to TEACS, and I look forward to his remarks. At this time, I would like to introduce Cadet Emily Smith, as she will be presenting the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation.
Class, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you watch over us as we set forth on this calling we have felt to protect others. I ask that you continue to give courage to my fellow cadets and continue to protect us from any ill doing. God, we know that you taught us to always pursue peace, righteousness, and justice to make this world a better place. I ask that you always remind us to keep our faith and integrity when carrying out our responsibilities, and give us the courage to stand up for what's right, even in the face of adversity. Lord, we have chosen to enter this profession when peace officers are constantly disliked for the actions of a few. I ask that you always remind us the passion we felt to serve others when we first started this journey, and to be understanding when we are faced with hostility. Lord, continue to guide us to be the protectors you need us to be. Please, Lord, be with each and every one of us throughout our career. Humble us, teach us, and lead us as you have throughout BPOC 166. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the 166th class of the TEACS Basic Peace Officer course. Thank you all for joining us on this virtual journey. It's new to all of us. It's definitely a new adventure. My name is Lee Santo. I'm the Police Academy Coordinator for the TEACS Central Texas Police Academy. I have the responsibility of making sure that these cadets have all the resources they need to successfully complete the academy. I'm going to give you all a brief overview of what our cadets experience, but first I too would like to recognize some of the people without whose support we could not deliver the high quality level of training that we strive for. First, our customer service staff, Robin Crawford, Rashawn Fontenot, Brianna Johnson. They're the first contact for our students, and they get them started in the process of enrolling. Our administrative support, Valerie Alvarado, Katie Cruz, they do all the document intake, they do the book ordering, facilities coordination, certificates ordering, etc. Their work on today's presentation went above and beyond for us. They really put a lot of extra time and effort to make this happen. And it really wouldn't be pulling off as well as it is without them. So also our facilities and training support, David Church and Larry Scott, they do a great job of maintaining our facilities so we have somewhere to train. They keep us hydrated. And throughout this experience with COVID-19, they've made sure we have all the supplies we needed to sanitize our areas and equipment to maintain that effort in protecting the health of everyone involved. So thank you. I'd also like to thank one of our sister divisions inside TEACS for their help and support to make today's presentation possible. The folks at the TEACS Infrastructure Training Safety Institute, they kind of forged ahead on some of this. They had a virtual graduation. They were a little ahead of some of the rise in COVID numbers, they were able to have a presentation with their students present. We unfortunately we're not able to. So it was their support that helped us get this done and their experience, and they provided some guidance to help create a smooth presentation. So thank you. And also, we would not be here without the support of the Texas A&M system, TEEX, Brazos Valley Law Enforcement. Some of the agencies involved are the Texas A&M University Police Department, the College Station Police Department, Bryan Police Department, Brazos County Sheriff's Office, Brazos County District Attorney's Office, Grimes County Sheriff's Office, Robertson County Sheriff's Office, Burleson County Sheriff's Office, and the cities of Hearn and Caldwell Police Departments. Thank you all for your support. And thank you to all the friends and family of our cadets for your patience and support while they were working at completing this endeavor to prepare themselves to enter their chosen career of law enforcement. They could not and will not be successful without your support. Let's thank you everyone for your support, and please know I've not left out anyone intentionally. These classes are a lot of work and take a lot of people and teamwork to be successful, and I'm grateful for all the help. Now, I really need to thank this class, this academy class. Your patience, perseverance, flexibility are what allowed us to complete this crazy 23-week long endeavor. You really came together as a team in spite of being separated and remote for most of the academy. Thank you. Take pride not only in completing this course, which, by the way, you should be very proud of yourselves. I know I am. We are here. But you've completed something that's never been allowed prior to the pandemic, a remote or alternative method of delivery for a Texas Basic Peace Officer course. So to provide a little explanation, elaborate a little bit on what Dr. Ray said earlier, the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement does not allow the Basic Peace Officer course to be delivered by any means other than face-to-face training. That changed a little bit in March, but we did have to apply for a special waiver. We had to present a special plan. We had to show them that we had laid out a course or mapped a course to be able to incorporate and use alternative learning methods. The waiver was granted, and we were able to deliver as much of the cognitive topics remotely as possible. It was definitely a learning experience for all of us, and it looks like we're going to continue along that road, and surely we'll have it perfected by then. But it took the students' patience and their work, their hard work, and their willingness to be part of that remote learning. They really did put in a lot of effort to accomplish this. And so just to sum it up and give you an overview, ladies and gentlemen, the Basic Peace Officer course is a total of 800 student contact hours, 42 topics, 20 semester credit hours through our cooperative agreement with Blinn College. Thank you to the Blinn personnel, by the way, Robert Stanberry and Jennifer Schaefer. You're not forgotten. We actually had to apply for late graduation from Blinn, so we managed to accomplish that. And it was 23 COVID-19 weeks. So now some of the topics, they range from the traditional things you probably think of or have seen on television: driving, firearms, arrest and control, physical training, but also it's very academically challenging. The cadets learn penal code, code of criminal procedure, arrest, search and seizure, multiculturalism, professional policing, de-escalation, crisis intervention, citizen interaction, human trafficking, and criminal investigation. And that's just a few of the topics, but you should know that each topic is important as the next. It's a lot of information, and it's all testable. All of it's testable on the state licensing exam, which the students actually take on Monday. So their journey's not quite over towards their exam. Due to this ever-changing schedule, we just weren't able to take the state exam prior to graduation. So the journey of that peace officer license, well, it's not quite over. You guys, you have to keep studying. You're almost there. And I know each and every one of you is capable of passing that exam. Best of luck. Again, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to train you and accepting that training. I'm honored to be with you at the beginning of your career. My advice for a long career is no matter what, tell the truth. Regardless of the consequences, tell the truth. Tell the truth and you'll be okay. Remember, be polite, be professional, be compassionate, and be ready. And the greatest way for you to live with honor is be what you pretend to be. Thank you. Now, I would like to introduce our new program director who, as Dr. Ray said, comes to us after a 35-year career and recently retired as the Chief of Police of the College Station Police Department, Scott McCall.
Thanks, Lee, for that introduction. Truly appreciate it. And thank you, Dr. Ray, for your kind words. It's a true blessing to be here at TEACS. And to those of you in our virtual world, good afternoon to all. What a privilege it is to speak today. I must say that it's truly an honor to set these men and women on a path towards their chosen career, the noble profession of law enforcement. To the men and women of the 166 graduating class of the Central Texas Police Academy. Wow, what an experience this academy has been. You definitely faced many challenges through this journey. While becoming accepted at the academy was your first, COVID-19 was obviously your next. You worked in a virtual world, and when you came back to address the physical skills, we worked through protocols to ensure everyone's safety. And as if this were not enough, during the course of this academy, you have seen the world as you know it change. Following that horrific day in Minneapolis where George Floyd lost his life at the hands of a police officer, much scrutiny has been placed upon the professional law enforcement, and rightly so. Those of us who have been in the business for any length of time know that we as law enforcement professionals are much better than what we witnessed that day. I, as well as many officers across the country, watched that video with dismay and disgust. How could anyone, much less a police officer, who was sworn to serve and protect, be so callous? We became outraged to see such acts that placed no concern for the welfare of a member of the community we were sworn to protect. It defied everything we have ever been taught. It was a betrayal of our oath. It placed the partnerships we have worked so hard to develop in jeopardy, and was a devastating blow to the hard work we have done through the years to progress our profession. In the end, it was a clear injustice of what America stands for, and it will not be tolerated. This tragedy and others like it force us to reflect upon who we are and from where we have come. It is fitting that we celebrated Independence Day last weekend, a time where we reflect upon these guiding principles of the Declaration of Independence, which are just as important today as they were the day they were written. It cites, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." The Declaration goes on to make it clear that governments, which will include you as peace officers, exist to secure these rights and derive their power from the consent, I repeat, the consent of the governed. These words form the foundation of freedom and justice in the United States and the framework for the rule of law. For much of our history, the fruits of justice and freedom were not readily available to all Americans. And truly realizing the promise remains a work in progress, as evidenced by the many discussions being held across our country today. As our nation confronts these challenges, we must recommit ourselves to the timeless principles that gave birth to our nation and have brought us together as a country. That being said, I thank you for making the choice to become a peace officer. You will become a vital member of our society that serves and protects others and will uphold these guiding principles that were so eloquently cited so many years ago. Today, you will leave us here at TEACS and enter into your communities to carry out the good work that you have been called to do. You have passed the rigors of the selection process and have survived the physical and mental training of academy life. You have inhaled that fragrant aroma of pepper spray. You've learned de-escalation strategies, how to pay attention to details, how to articulate facts, and how to communicate with a variety of individuals in a variety of situations. You've learned how to quickly evaluate a situation in order to find the most reasonable response option. You have learned the importance of honesty, compassion, courage, and duty. You've learned a lot, which has allowed you to arrive at this moment in your life. You are now poised to launch into your chosen career of law enforcement. While you will receive your certificate today, your work has only just begun. You will now enter into a field training program and begin to apply the knowledge, skills, and strategies that you have obtained in the academy. You'll begin to lay a solid foundation in which to build a successful career. So as you make this transition, I have a few words of advice. Some you may have already heard. First, reflect on how you got here. You didn't do it alone. Your family, friends, and colleagues have all had a hand in your success. Whether you know it or not, their teachings, love, support, and encouragement through the years have no doubt been instrumental in making this milestone possible. And for that, we're most grateful. Next is this. Your integrity and credibility is your lifeblood as a peace officer. These characteristics embody the most important assets you possess. Seek to live a life of integrity and encourage it in others. Earn the trust of your peers, your supervisors, and your community. In my opening comments, I mentioned the nobility of law enforcement. Nobility is defined as greatness of character and high ethical qualities or ideals that serve a cause greater than self. Faithfulness to a higher calling or purpose. That badge on your chest represents not only public trust, but also public accountability. Your authority comes directly from those who freely give it to you and believe you will use it wisely. The people grant you that authority. They willingly put this work in your hands and trust you will use all the power and might that badge represents to take care of them in a proper manner. They don't want this responsibility for themselves. They want to give it to you, but they also want you to get it right. My challenge to you is to do just that. Work hard to get it right. You're human, so you'll make mistakes along the way, but when you do, own it and learn from it. Don't look to pass blame, but first look introspectively before assessing outside influences. Recognize that all your actions matter, that every small task is a contribution towards a higher purpose. Every day should be taken with a sense of duty to become better than you were yesterday. Routinely reflect back on this day and all the hard work you have done. Don't let all of it go to waste by discrediting yourself, your family, your fellow officers, or the professional law enforcement. Know that when you lose integrity and jeopardize trust, your effectiveness as an officer diminishes and will render you completely ineffective. You have been called to a high duty. As such, you will, without question, be held accountable for every action as a peace officer. But at the same time, you'll also win the respect and admiration of good people everywhere when you do what is right and you are true to your calling. Next up, work hard to achieve your career goals. Police work is full of challenges and opportunities, so don't get complacent. This is an exciting career with many opportunities. Take it all in. Look for the opportunities that inspire you. What will you want to do? Work narcotics, community enhancement, crime prevention, canine, motors, bikes, investigations, or perhaps one day become chief or sheriff. Whatever your desire, look for the opportunities to get there. Define a path and prepare yourself to achieve that goal. Don't expect someone to hand it to you, because I can assure you that will not happen. Instead, work hard for it and don't let anything discourage you. Work at doing whatever assignment you're in to the best of your ability. Each step towards your goal will be important and will reflect upon you as an individual. Make all of your assignments count by demanding excellence in yourself and ensuring that they are done well. My next piece of advice is to remain resilient. Resilience is defined as the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Simply put, it's mental toughness. In this career, you will face challenges and perhaps fail from time to time. Accept this fact and understand that these situations will only make you wiser and stronger. Know that resilient people view setbacks as disappointing, but merely temporary. They refuse to be defined by their failures and understand that each is an opportunity to grow, learn, and recalibrate. They maintain realistic and healthy perspectives and know to not generalize or draw broad conclusions from specific events. They are more optimistic and able to quickly step back to reframe the experience, work through the emotions, and envision a path forward. Next is to keep a well-balanced life and sense of humor. When I talk about balance, I separate it into two categories: on the job and personal life. The majority of our workday as a peace officer requires you to interact in a guardian mindset. Remember that a majority of the people in your community are honest, good-hearted, hardworking individuals. They are mothers, brothers, sisters. They're no different than your family. So each day you must ask yourself the question, how would you want someone to treat your loved one? You know, to influence a life in a positive way is the true reward. Those are the priceless moments you will remember the most. They are the human moments where you offer kindness and compassion, or a strong shoulder to lean on, and as such, change someone's life for the better. However, there are times where you will need to what I call flip the switch in order to save your life or the life of another. In this moment, you may only have seconds to evaluate a situation and react. You must always be prepared for that moment by staying physically fit, mentally sharp, and skilled in the disciplines that allow you to react appropriately and protect yourself, fellow officers, and our communities. Sir Winston Churchill is quoted as saying, "To every man there comes in his lifetime that special moment when he is figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a choice to do a very special thing unique to him and fitted to his talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds him unprepared, unqualified for the work for which will be his finest hour." Every day is new and different. You must avoid complacency and be prepared for each by making sure your equipment is working, you're well rested, have a clear mind, and are totally prepared. With regard to your personal life, maintain your identity. The job should not define you. Maintain a healthy lifestyle, your sense of humor, and ground yourself in family, faith, friends, and community. While police work can be exhilarating and exciting, this job can be all-consuming if you let it. While you might become busy at work, as I said before, don't forget those who stand behind you, providing support and encouragement. Take time to remember and spend time with your family. They were here before you attended the academy, and they will be here long after you hang up your gear. This is an awesome and great profession, but remember, while you are out there on the streets, your family is home worried and concerned about you. Reduce their worries and assure them of your professionalism by being competent and prepared. Never let the job consume you and always strive to find time for them. My last piece of advice. It might sound a bit unusual at this stage in your career, but I challenge you to look ahead to the day you retire. I challenge you to think what others will say about your contributions through your career. Think about the legacy you will leave behind. As a chief, I had the honor of conducting retirement receptions for many of my employees through the years. On several occasions, I listened to the people who spoke about a veteran's years of service and contributions to our community and the profession. As I did, I realized some common characteristics emerged. Always treat everyone with dignity and respect. value diverse opinions, and cultivate a culture of trust. Always seek to find the best in others. Demand excellence. Develop, help, and encourage others. Put others before self. And do all of this with humility and grace. Take time to know people and develop meaningful relationships. Take time to set a great example for others. You see, police work is a business of serving others and building partnerships. I know many of you have forged forever friendships with your classmates, so don't forget their contributions in you. Also know that there are many others waiting to help you become successful in your respective departments. Surround yourselves with those who get it right and have the courage and strength to call out the ones who don't. It might seem difficult to perceive in today's climate, but be aware that your community wants to know you and understand you. They want to see you be successful. People will look up to you, respond to you, and listen to you. As a peace officer, you have influence, so use it wisely. Find ways to be a positive example in your department and your community. Get to know the people you come across each day and be open and transparent by letting them get to know you. Volunteer at a local school, become a coach, serve as a Sunday school teacher. Simply put, I urge all of you to do well by striving to be great. Don't just be great officers, be great people. As officers, you must realize the significant role you hold in our communities and in society as a whole. You are that thin blue line between calm and chaos, and today with your graduation, that thin blue line becomes a little bit deeper. Welcome to the greatest profession in the world. You now have a unique opportunity to dramatically change someone's life for the better by taking time to care and truly protect and serve with excellence. God bless, and let's be careful out there. At this time, we'll now go to Dr. Ray for the presentation of the class awards.
Thank you, Chief, for those well-timed remarks. As Lee alluded to, is now earlier. This is a very difficult course. It's an encompassing course, 800 hours. It's not easy. So achieving academic excellence is quite a feat. And so it's my pleasure to announce the class salutatorian is Scott Folderman. The class valedictorian is Samuel Dobbins. And I know that you would all join me in a round of applause in celebrating these cadets' achievements. At this time, I will turn it over to Lee and Joe for the awarding of the certificates.
Thank you, Dr. Ray. Good afternoon. My name is Joe Klinkoski, and it is my honor as an instructor with the Central Texas Police Academy to recognize the police cadets who have worked so hard over the past 23 weeks and successfully completed the 166th Texas Basic Peace Officer course. Michael Allard, Daniel Bonilla, Wade Bracken, Colin Bradford, Catherine Bro, Jonathan Bullen, Samuel Dobbins, Jacob Dorman, Scott Folterman, Jose Garza, Colin Glorioso, Caleb Hairston, Dakota Harlan, Jason Hale, Peyton Holmes, Dakota Landrum, Louis Pizarro, Francis Puryear, Joshua Rawls, Trace Richards, Patrick Rogers, Shelby Rudel, James Russey, Randall Sharman, Emily Smith, Nico Tigrina, Caleb Tripp, Nicholas Vance, Jonathan Weichert, and Adam West. It has been a privilege to have each and every one of you in class. Thank you.
At this time, I would like the cadets of Class 166 to join me in committing to the Law Enforcement Oath of Honor. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor.
On my honor.
I will never betray my integrity.
I will never betray my integrity.
My character.
My character.
Or the public trust.
Or the public trust.
I will always have the courage.
I will always have the courage.
To hold myself and others.
To hold myself and others.
Accountable for our actions.
Accountable for our actions.
I will always maintain the highest ethical standards.
I will always maintain the highest ethical standards.
And uphold the values of my community.
And uphold the values of my community.
And the agency I serve.
And the agency I serve.
I would now like everyone to join us in watching the class video.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the graduating class of the seemingly never-ending, the longest academy ever, the COVID-19 166th Basic Peace Officer course. Thank you very much. We'd also like to show our appreciation to all the people who helped train these folks. Their names are up there for you to read. These are the instructors that help make this class possible. They helped us train them all, and really it's a team effort. And we couldn't make this experience as great as it is without their help. And I know it was a long class, but I think it really went well, and the class really did a good job. And I think the last month we spent together in person was really a cohesive time for us all, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you all very much for your help. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you all for attending. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience, and God bless.